got a question for you. If you're a Black woman over 50, have you ever went to a white salon to get your hair relaxed? Think about that for a second. If you haven't, use this story as like one to heed. If you have, you probably know exactly where I'm going with this because Oprah and I share the same hair horror story. And we're going to get right into that right now. Hey there, beautiful Black queen. My name is Carol J. Dunlop, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, if not, and you're coming back, yay, you're awesome. And thank you for stopping by. Here's the deal. A couple months ago, can't remember exactly when, I saw Oprah Winfrey's Hair Tales. Have you watched that yet? Let me know in the comments if you watched it and if you watched all of it and what you thought about it. Okay. So in the very first episode, Oprah and one of my favorite actresses, I have to put the name up here because I can't remember her name right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. So that's another thing with being maybe over 60. You can't remember between all the stuff that I've gone through in my life, cancer, old age, fibroids, hysterectomy, chemotherapy. I could name more, but they have really taken a toll on my memory. So I'll be trying to remember something. It'll be on the tip of my tongue and I can't do it. So just know. So I'm putting her name on the screen. Anyway, in that first episode, Oprah and her were talking. Oprah was going through her entire hair story through when she was a little girl and she used to get her hair done on the steps. Man, I could totally relate because every Sunday was hair day. It was hair straightening day. Basically, we would wash it on Saturday and then my mom would like braid it up and grease it and all that. Yes, grease. Okay, you remember that little bottle where there was it was blue and it was thick grease and she, greased our whole head and everything. And then we had to get ready for the Sunday morning when we went to church. So when we sat down, it was on Saturday, it was time to straighten that stuff. And I could just right now smell the burning going on. You know that smell when hair is burning, straightening comb is going through. Well, anyway, Oprah was talking about that. And I was like, wow, she went through the same thing that I did. What a way to relate, right? And so skipping through the story, she said that she was talking about how her bosses had said that her hair was too big, it was too fluffy, they couldn't get the picture right, and it needed to be straighter. It was too much. It needed to be straighter. And they asked her, can you straighten your hair? Do you know anybody who can straighten your hair? And she was like, what do you mean straighten my hair? This is my hair. It was, how when your hair is not relaxed, but it's just not necessarily straightening comb straight, but just straight, like you brushed it or something, and you could, almost make it like fly in the wind and stuff, but not quite because that bone straight stuff will fly, but our hair is kind of like moves in chunks. And so anyway, they said that they had secured an appointment for her in a white salon, and I think it was in New York, and she needed to go there and get her hair done by this really famous hairdresser whom she didn't know. She had no idea. So she went in and she talked to him and she asked him, can you do my hair? And he was like, oh, yes. I think he was French. I don't want to do that whole that whole accent. But yes, I think he was French. He wasn't American. Yes, we do hair. We do this all the time. Yes, we can do it. Your hair is no different. So she got her hair done. Lo and behold, a person who is not Black doing a Black person's hair. That's a recipe for disaster, right? So in the end, what happened was he burned her whole entire scalp. She had these scabs on her scalp and her hair fell out in chunks. Yeah. And she was like, she kind of kept it like that because she had hair and then she had no hair. She had bald spots and it was kind of just looking awful. And lo and behold, a lady in her office, an older Black lady said, child, I'm going to help you. So and she helped her, get her hair cut into a little afro. And she was like, nobody else touched her hair for the next 8 years. She did her own hair. She wouldn't let anybody touch it. And she had this cutest little, teeny weeny afro, which grew into a bigger afro. And then, of course, she went on to find somebody to do her hair and stuff. But that was like her first experience at getting her hair chemically straightened. And it was crazy. So yes, Oprah and I were twinsies. We went through kind of the same thing. And this is what happened to me. I mean, this was over 30 years ago, at least. So I don't remember why I wanted to go to the salon, but I knew that I wanted to get my hair straightened. I'd had it relaxed. I'd done it at home, like we all do. We all, do the at-home kits and stuff. And I really wanted to go to a salon. I don't know why I didn't want to go to a black salon. Who knows? Maybe it was just the salon looked pretty or whatever. So I went, made an appointment, went in there, and I asked the lady who met me, a white lady who met me, and I said, can you do black hair? She said, oh yeah, of course. I've done plenty of black hair. I know how to do it. I know how to put the relaxer in and all of that. So I'm like, okay, in my naivete, in my stupidity, I would have to say, because I didn't know the questions to ask her. I didn't know anything. I just knew what I did at home, and I wanted a professional to do it for me. So we go through the whole thing, she puts the relaxer on, and I have a very sensitive scalp, or it's probably sensitive to chemicals that are going to burn the crap out of you. That's what I was sensitive to. Not just a sensitive scalp, but sensitivity to chemicals that are burning you. So I get in the chair. Y'all know how this is going to go, right? I get in the chair, I sit there, starts putting the stuff on, and then I start feeling that tingle where I'm like, uh-oh, we better hurry up. And I told her, I was like, okay, it's starting to burn. We got to hurry. She was like, oh, but we can't take it off for, I don't know, whatever amount of minutes she said. Seemed like an eternity to me. And I was like, well, you got to get this stuff off because it is starting to burn. I mean, it was really starting to burn. You know how it starts, like the tingle, 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 and then it starts, the little fires creeping up, and then all of a sudden your whole head feels like you just stuck in a bucket of fire. That's how I felt. And I'm like, oh my God, we got to get this stuff off. Now I was used to that, tell the truth be told, I was used to that, because even in black salons, your hair burns for a little bit, and they're like, well, you got to keep it on for a little bit for it to really straighten. Yeah, I want it straight. So we did it. I mean, and then she finally took me back to the bowl, and when that water hit my head, oh my God, I thought it was like, I don't know, just flamethrower, just hit me all over my body. It was excruciating, needless to say. So I got through that. She actually did style it, and it looked pretty. It was bone straight, child. It was bone straight, and my hair was really long. It was like to here somewhere, but it was still burning. It was still hurting. I got home, and my ex-husband at the time, not this wonderful husband that I have now, but my ex-husband, said, what the heck happened? And I told him, and he was, oh my gosh. So the next day I wake up and all my hair is just matted to my head. I mean, there are bumps, there are boils, and the things are leaking. And I look at my pillow and it just looks like somebody just went through a massacre. I'm like, what is going on? So immediately I called my doctor, and I had to go to a dermatologist. And thank God, this dermatologist was amazing. And she gave me some kind of pills. I don't know what it was. None of my hair fell out. I think that is a grace from God thing. None of my hair fell out. Let me know in the comments, have y'all ever been through something like this? Because this was traumatic for me for a long time. I almost felt like Oprah, like I don't want nobody to touch my hair in 8 years. So I didn't wait 8 years. But what did happen was I had to it took about 2 or 3 weeks for it to actually, feel like it was healing. And all of that time, every day after the first day when I started taking whatever that medication was, I know it was some penicillin and something else, I would wake up, there would be scabs all over the pillowcase, everywhere. It was just like I had some rice or something. My skin was just peeling off, but thank God my hair did not fall out. I don't know how that happened. And then my ex-husband at the time told me, oh, we're going to sue this woman. This is crazy. You should not have gone through that. She should have known. We're going to sue her. So we actually found a lawyer, and we sued him. And I did get a settlement out of it. But why did I have to go through that? And why didn't the woman just tell me, no, I've never done black hair. No, I've never done hair like yours. She could have just told me that. I would have went somewhere else. I might have been devastated, but I would have went somewhere else. And I know what you're thinking. I should have went to a black salon, but child, I don't know. I was young. I don't know why I didn't. Or maybe I couldn't find one. Or maybe that was the first one I came up on and I went in there. Who knows? Or maybe I was whitewashed. Maybe I'm thinking like, this white person can really help me. She knows how to do my hair and it's going to look beautiful. And I'm like, that was crazy. That was really crazy. And I stayed traumatized from that for a long, long time, many, many years. I never, ever again went to a white salon. I don't care what they tell me. I didn't go. It was always, I was seeking out the sisters. I was looking for a black salon, and I was questioning them to death about what their process was, how long it took. I had always been told that I had a tender scalp, tender-headed. No, it wasn't tender-headed. It just didn't like chemicals being put on it, basically. Other than that, I was okay. Aside from the fact that my mom used to burn the heck out of me with the straightening comb. So I don't know where this fascination with having our hair straight probably has something to do with people thinking that our hair is ugly, or we thinking that our hair is ugly or it'll never look blow in the wind and all of that craziness. But what I am here to say is I learned from that. I know better, so I do better. And now, 40 years later or something, I don't even use any of that stuff on my hair at all. I use very little product on my hair now. It stays moisturized. It looks beautiful. And if I can stop one person from going through one Black woman from going through what I went through, then it was worth it because that was totally cray cray. Wouldn't you agree? So thanks for listening to my story, my Oprah Winfrey Twinsy story, because we did share the same horrible hair story. I don't want anyone to go through that. And probably we need to look a little bit deeper as to, why we even allowed that to happen. But we're going to get into that a little bit more. So thanks for listening. And like I said, let me know what your story is so we can all grieve together, put it on the back burner, and then go forward in awesomeness. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.